You know something? I often get asked, mostly by the voices inside my head, but almost daily I get asked, hey, when are you gonna make another lifestyle video or health related video or self-improvement related video? Well guys, I'm sorry to say, but I am actually going for a rebrand in this channel. I just realized that self-improvement, male-centered, like red pill content is just so oversaturated, and it's just, there's too much of it out there. There's no point trying and just becoming another loser making the same copy-paste videos that clearly scream, I'm coming from Hamza's paid school. So you just have to give up. I just have to. So that's why I've decided to become a discovery channel. A channel where I explore my sexuality and try and truly learn a lot about myself. So as this new journey about exploring and finding out my sexuality begins, today's first video is going to be about eating meat. So the carnivore diet. What is the carnivore diet?
Giganotosaurus. Biggest carnivore the world has ever seen.
It is a very extreme elimination diet where you basically, as it says in the name, you just eat meat and animal products and other things that are found in nature.
That's a lot of meat, son.
That you don't have to grow, that aren't plants, like salt, water, I guess seasonings and peppers. Supposedly it's meant to help with weight loss, blood sugar, mental clarity, energy levels, that kind of thing. And it's meant to be like a detox from all the processed food and all the processed crap that's in our usual food, and like a detox from all the carbs. And that detox from all those chemicals and all those carbs should like reduce the inflammation around your body that gives you all these like random aches and pains and the random tiredness.
This feels awesome.
The insulin spike from sugar and carbs is what causes like the bloating and the brain fog and the food coma type feeling. So the point of this carnivore elimination diet is to basically just cut out as many carbs, or at least all the bad carbs as possible, all the processed food, and just eat like purely nutritious protein and fat rich foods. Basically essentially what like cavemen ate, essentially. So just, yeah, meat and animal products.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
So what can you have on the carnivore diet? Vegetables? Nope. Fruits? Nope. Juices?
Nope.
Butter? Yes. But it has to be a pure stick of butter that's from animal fat or, you know, dairy milk essentially. It can't be those butter replacement spreadable type things, because those are just made from like processed or like man-made seed oils and things like that. Nuts, debatable, but no. Oils like sunflower oil, you know, olive oil, rapeseed oil, no. Milk, yep. Now that is an animal product. It comes straight from an animal, from either a goat or a cow.
Oh, I just want some milk.
Now ideally you want raw milk, because that comes straight from the cow, straight from the animal. It's not like pasteurized or anything. But depending on where you are, it can be quite impossible to get raw milk. I think it's like illegal to sell it in Australia or something.
They will arrest you if you start drinking raw milk.
Which is crazy. So yeah, normal milk will do in those cases. Fish, yes, obviously, it's a meat, it's an animal.
I'm Captain Obvious.
Liver, yes, obviously. It's an internal organ that comes from an animal, so you can eat internal organs, you can eat, you know, intestines if you hate your life, or testicles if you don't have a father figure in your life.
Hashtag gross.
Chocolate, nope, no sweets. No! Eggs, yes. Alcohol, definite no. Your medications, your prescription medications, nope. Pasta, no, I'm just kidding guys, of course you can have your prescription medications, what the fuck.
Got him!
Pasta, rice, bread, cereal, oats, any of those grains, nope. Definitely not. Very high in carbs, very processed.
It's funny because he's fat.
Avocados, surprisingly, a maybe. Now, I don't know why, but apparently avocados are actually allowed, maybe because they're not like grown, or they're not high in carbs. I've never had avocados in my life, other than when I get it on my burrito. So I didn't include it in my diet, but apparently you can. Energy drinks, nope.
What? Oh, come on, man.
A load of shitty chemicals in those, even if they are zero sugar, or even if it is like no sugar, very high caffeine. Now, coffee is a maybe. Now obviously it's not an animal product, it doesn't come from an animal, but a lot of carnivore diets will allow for coffee because it's a source of caffeine, and I think you just need caffeine.
Well, the doctor says 1 cup of coffee a day can't hurt.
Well, you don't need caffeine, but some people, sometimes in our normal lives, we need a stimulant to get us through the day. So I think that they'll allow coffee because it's like purely natural. There's no like unnatural chemicals in coffee, and it's 0 calories and 0 carbs, so perfect. So what was my carnivore diet that I went on for a week? So I had meat. So the meats that I've had were, you know, steaks, beef, like diced beef, chicken breast, and tuna. I also had eggs. I cooked everything in butter. I had cheese, and I had milk, mostly just for my coffee. I never really drank straight milk. I don't have access to raw milk. It's very hard to get raw milk in Ireland unless you know a farmer personally, and because I'm personally not in contact with any dairy farmers, not anymore, thank God.
Well, I just had got done feeding my chickens, watering them and stuff, and
yeah, so I just use regular milk from the shops, like that should be fine. Controversially, coffee, I had it, I just needed it. It's a good replacement for the energy drinks I usually have to make it through work, but I had coffee. I'd have like max like 2 cups a day.
Was there any more coffee?
And I supplemented with vitamin D and omega-3 fish oils. So I had those supplements. So here I was, strapped up and ready to go. How did my week start?
Let's go!
So the first couple of days, day 1, day 2, day 3, I was just mainly, all my meals just consisted of steak. I'd have like 2 or 3 steaks a day.
That's a lot of meat, son.
And I'd have like between 5 and 7 eggs. You know, I'd scramble the eggs and I'd have them on the side with my steaks, seasoned with salt, some peppers and seasonings, and I'd cook everything in butter. I wouldn't use anything other than butter to cook, and I'd have cheese with it as well. I don't know if I mentioned cheese, but cheese is allowed, obviously.
Thank you.
And I'd have a cup of coffee in the mornings to start off my day, and I wouldn't have I don't usually have breakfast anyway, but I wouldn't have any food until lunchtime, other than my coffee with like a shot of milk. Now, at this point, I'm not really feeling too much. I don't know if there might be a bit of placebo effect going on, so I'm kind of doubting myself if like any little improvement that I do notice is a placebo or if it's real. I'm also getting like sub 7 hours sleep every night because of work, so well, not every night, like a few of the nights in the week. So yeah, my daily routine is steak, eggs, and oh yeah, San Pellegrino, the sparkling water. That's got me through today. Just to be able to drink something that has some sort of taste in it. Like I've just been having loads of sparkling water. I've so many San Pellegrino bottles around my house these days. So around day 4 is when I can comfortably start saying that I am definitely noticing a lot less brain fog and tiredness, and I'm feeling like a different type of fullness. Well, lads, yeah, it's day 4 of Carnivore now. The experience I've had so far is, it is more filling, but it's a different kind of filling, if you get me. Like, it's a less noticeable type of filling. Usually when you're full from like a normal meal, like, and you have a carb crash, you feel like bloated and you're in pain, like you can't eat anymore. So like when you have a normal meal with chips, rice, like you have a Chinese takeaway, it's like painful. You can't even think about food anymore. You can't like move, sometimes barely. And that feels really full, but then that doesn't last long and you usually start craving again and start getting hungry again, like fairly soon afterwards. Like maybe less than 4, probably like 2-3 hours later, you'll probably start feeling hungry again, especially if you're working or doing something like hard. With this, it's a much less, like with carnivore, when you eat more protein, obviously you've heard and you know that protein's more filling, you'll be full for longer, you'll get hungry less. So I expected that, but I didn't expect with just eating meat, eggs, protein, no carbs. It's filling, but it's a less noticeable type of filling. It's really weird, I can't explain it. It's filling, but you don't feel bloated. You don't feel like pain. You don't feel like you're gonna crash. You still have energy. It's weird. Like, you almost feel like you're not full because you're used to years of eating carbs and you're used to associating being full with having a carb crash. You're used to associating being full with having a food coma, with feeling bloated and feeling like big, essentially, that you can't move. At least that's what I've associated being full to in the past. Whereas this, it's like you're full but you don't have any of those feelings, so you're just like, wait, am I full? And then you go and it's like, yeah, I guess I'm not actually hungry. Like, you're satiated. Like, I'm satiated. I cannot eat now for another 6-7 hours. That's the difference. So it's a less noticeable type of filling, but it lasts way longer and you don't get hungry again until way longer, like way more. But like in the moment you don't notice it because you're used to having the carb filling. So when you get protein meat filling, you're like, oh, I could eat way more. I don't feel satiated, but I am satiated because I'm not actually hungry. And it'll be like 6-7 hours before I am hungry again. Which is I think it's definitely way healthier. It's probably better to get used to this type of filling rather than the carb type of filling. Yeah, that's like the main thing I've noticed so far. In terms of energy and tiredness, it's hard to tell what's a placebo at this point and what's real. I've noticed, or I've been told that it takes like a week or so for like the effects to take in or check in. Closer to the end of the week I might feel a difference, but I think if there is a difference I'll probably feel it the first day after the diet where I'm eating carbs again for the first time. So yeah, stay tuned. That may be when we all figure it out. Breathe. Stay tuned. Anyway, yeah, the mornings definitely felt more energetic, and there's obviously no food comas because no carbs, so there's no like carb crash and like no brain fog from food, so that's good. I think I'll probably notice the main difference when I go back to like a normal carby diet afterwards. Now, disclaimer, I'm on a cut, or I was on a cut when I was on the diet, so I'm eating around 2,000 or sometimes even less calories a day. So that's why I'm probably like not really filling myself up during my meals. So that's why after my meals I wouldn't like get that full like satisfaction, satiation feeling. But the point still stands that it would still like fill me up, that I wouldn't get hungry again for like hours later, you know? Also on day 4, this happened. Okay, I kid you not, as soon as I put that camera down after that last clip, I just got like literally within seconds I got the worst fit of heartburn ever. Whoa, fuck. I don't usually get heartburn, so this is definitely from all the meat and eggs I've been eating, definitely from the carnivore. So yeah, I guess this is one of the side effects, or one of the things that happens. If I keep getting this over the next couple of days, I might have to stop. Anyway, fuck, I'm gonna go back to trying not to die, so see you guys later. The heartburn could have also just been me adjusting to a new form of diet that I haven't been used to, like eating all the red meat and all the eggs more than I'd ever would have eaten in a day before. Now, out of necessity, I did actually end up having to eat loads of eggs again on the next day, but the heartburn didn't come back, so that's good. But it's funny, aside from that, it jumped to like the next week after I've already finished the carnivore diet. Day 2 or 3, so today's Friday, so around Wednesday, that's when I, like day 2 or 3 of coming back to the regular diet, I actually got another episode of heartburn.
Why does this keep happening to me?
Coming back into my regular diet. So I think that could have just been my body readjusting again to being able to eat carbs and stuff again. Either that, or it's just because I had some gone off lentil soup literally minutes before the heartburn episode, so one of those things. So anyway, yeah, so I did get heartburn again after I went off the carnivore diet, so that's just another point. So around day 5, day 6, I'm actually feeling really good. I definitely have more energy, especially in the mornings. Like waking up in the mornings is easier. It's easier to get up, get out of bed and get things done. I'm able to record these videos much easier, and I have more energy to sit there and record. On weekends, I'm getting up earlier and going to the gym earlier rather than wasting time lazing around before I eventually get to the gym enough time before it closes so that I'll get my workout in. That's usually what happens on weekends, but I'm actually getting my workouts in earlier now. Alright boys, so after that sort of heartburn episode. We're back. Thankfully I can say there's not been any more heartburn problems, no more heartburn surprises, so that's good. I can say I'm feeling quite good now. It's Saturday, so I think it's day 6. Day 6 of Carnivore. There's 2 more days and then I'll be done. So I can comfortably say that I'm happy. I'm having a good time. I feel more energetic in the morning. I just had a kickabout in the backyard with my brother playing a little bit of football, which I usually would never do because I just feel so tired in the mornings. But I actually feel a little bit better now. So happy. I can say I'm happy out. So again, same kind of thing. The moment you eat, just after you don't feel full. You feel like you can eat more. But then once you let the food sit there and digest, you're just like, yeah, I'm actually not hungry. And I'm not going to be hungry again for like hours. So it's much different and definitely much healthier than like the carb full, you know, the carb bloating fullness that you get, which feels filling, but it's very temporary because you'll get hungry again and crave again in like an hour or 2 or 3. Whereas this, you won't feel hungry again for like 6 hours. So just about to go to the gym now. So exciting. Quick physique check. It's the first time I'm seeing like this clear V cut here. Is that a vein as well? Crap. Yeah, anyway. Things are looking good. I actually ended up extending the week-long carnivore diet to 8 days. And the reason for that is, basically when I started it off on a Monday, on the first day that I had it, I obviously ate pure carnivore, but I also had a few pieces of chewing gum that day, and like kind of just because, and I didn't realize that was probably not supposed to do that. So I felt guilty and just added on an extra day. So it went from Monday to Monday inclusive. So a total of 8 days carnivore diet. So by the last day, around between the 7th and the 8th day, I definitely remember feeling a lot more irritated. You know, I'm craving a lot of things. Like I'm craving fruit again. I'm craving eating an apple. I'm craving, I had such cravings for protein bars. Like the protein bars I usually eat daily, like the fulfilled chocolate brownie. I just wanted a fulfilled chocolate brownie, to be honest, throughout the whole week, but especially in that last day, I was just craving that protein bar so much, thinking about how much I wanted it. Also, the last couple of days, day 6, 7, 8, my lifts in the gym definitely went down a lot. I was a lot weaker and they still haven't recovered. Now this is kind of 3 or 4 days out, 5 days out from when I finished the carnivore diet. They still haven't recovered, so...
Meat.
Right, here we finish off the last meal of Carnivore Week. Yum. Doesn't that look lovely? Been a pretty good week so far. Cannot wait to dig into this, and I cannot wait for that first protein bar tomorrow. Oh my god. Whew. Been a journey. Been a journey. Hey. So I just came on to say that one last thing I kind of noticed with Carnivore as well. So this didn't really hit until the most recent 2 days, so the last day and the day before. My lifts got significantly weaker on like day 6 and day 7. Like I did an arm day yesterday, and the day before that was chest. My lifts went down significantly in pretty much almost every exercise. So I mean is to be expected. I think though, because I went home those were the weekend, and I went home for the weekend back to my parents' house, and I went to the gym early before having any food. Probably contributed to it as well. Whereas usually during the week before that, I would have went to the gym near the end of the day after I would have had my lunch and eaten my food. So yeah, that's probably part of it. Not great, but I'm sure if I was to do this longer, my body would adjust. Again, symptoms are great. I feel fresh, feel more energized. Life is great. No kind of food coma, no bloating, no sloppiness. It's all great. Air's fresh, more energy in the mornings. Tomorrow is going to be the test. The first day that I have carbs, the first day that I have like sugar. I haven't had anything sweet in a week. The first day that I have those, it's going to be the real test. We'll see if I slump back into my old sloppiness. All good. Hey Cleo. Say bye to YouTube, Cleo. So I finished this on Monday. Monday was the last day of the diet, so I started eating normally on Tuesday. It's now Friday, so I've had enough time to feel the effects and adjust back to the normal diet. One of the clear differences is the carb crash. Oh my god.
Oh, my human belly.
Right now, after I have lunch or something and I have like normal lunch with like potatoes or bread or anything like that, the carb crash, the brain fog, the food coma hits so much that I just didn't feel that at all during the carnivore week. So that was definitely a clear difference. Last night I ate a lot of meat and eggs. So I had like 3 steaks and like 3 eggs basically, cooked in butter, had cheese with them, you know, the like.
I like food.
And I had no carbs. And I definitely felt satiated because I ate a lot this time. So I felt like really satiated, but I didn't get that bloating feeling. I didn't get that kind of food coma, really painful, brain foggy type feeling. I still felt energetic after that, and I was very satiated. Whereas when I have a normal lunch or a normal dinner with carbs, I definitely do get that food coma, carb crashy, bloated feeling. So yeah, one of the things with the carnivore diet, you definitely have a lot less brain fog during the day. Another thing as well is from a physique point of view, I felt a lot leaner, or I looked a lot leaner during the week as well.
Anyway, as I said, it's just a TV show. Blast!
And I dropped so much weight. Probably a lot of, I think from no carbs, so like there's a lot less glycogen, so a lot of it's glycogen, maybe water weight. But yeah, I think I went from like 88 to 86 in like a week, which is crazy. In conclusion, the strict carnivore diet, it's probably a little overrated because I didn't find it like completely life-changing. Although some aspects of it are really good, like the parts that like limit the food coma and limit the bloating and the carb crash and the brain fog, those are very helpful. And I'll definitely take those going forward. Like in future, I'm going to try, just in my normal diet, I'm going to try and limit my carbs more, limit the processed foods that I eat a lot more, and just eat a lot more protein-rich foods and a lot more red meat and a lot more eggs, a lot more high-fat, high-protein foods, which I already try and maximize protein anyway, but I want to make sure my protein's coming from much more cleaner, natural sources. I'm going to try from now on to have no carbs in the evenings, so I'm going to try and make my evening meals like the last meal I had before I go to bed. I'm going to try and make that a purely protein and fat rich meal with no carbs, just so I just don't have that carb crash and that brain fog before going to bed, so that I can have more energy in the mornings. So that when I wake up, I'm feeling a lot less sluggish and I'm more motivated and I feel lighter. That squeak. I feel lighter to get up and go about my day. So yeah, that's helpful. So I'm going to take those kind of bits that I learned and incorporate them now into my daily life. But what I'd say is try it yourself. Try it, like do a week of pure, very strict carnivore for yourself. Notice the difference, notice the effect that it has on you. And if it's super life-changing, well then go for it, do it. That can be your new lifestyle from now on, as a pure caveman carnivore. And if not, then it's not for you. And if parts of it help, if you learn some parts help and you want to take them forward, then just take those parts of it that you learned about yourself and then incorporate them into your real life and move forward, you know, self-development and that. Anyway, yeah, adios.